Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of the PQcarNews show. Let's get started with Pagani. They brought out a new car. Well, really, just one new car. It's the Zonda Fantasma Evo. It was originally the Zonda F, but that car had an accident in Hong Kong 5 years ago, and Pagani got it back, brought it to their factory, and out of the wreck of the old car they built a completely new car. Well, it still looks like a Zonda. They put on a lot of aero kits, huge spoiler at the back, and also new engine. There's now a 760 horsepower engine in it with 12 cylinders. It's right from Mercedes AMG, and well, like, this whole package looks quite insane. But yeah, there won't be any new Zonda because the Zonda is not being built anymore since 2013. Since then, the Huayra took over at Pagani. Let's get over to, similar expensive cars, to the Bugatti. And the CEO of Bugatti, Wolfgang Dürheimer, now said that the successor of the Chiron will be electrified. This doesn't mean that it will run on electric engines purely, but it might also have a hybrid engine. You know that from Porsche 918 Spider, Ferrari, LaFerrari, P1, you know the cars. But well, the bad news is that you will probably have to wait quite long. The production for the Chiron is actually set to 8 years. So before you see something new, you will have to wait like 7 years. And Bugatti even might bring out a sedan, which makes sense to build a little bit wider portfolio to them. And in case they bring out that car, probably you have to wait even longer. So let's get over to a little bit more affordable car, to the Ford Mustang. Ford just announced their new facelift to the Ford Mustang and also said that the new models will have more horsepower. The V8 will overall have 460 horsepower, which is 25 horsepower more than the previous version. And they say that the car will accelerate from 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. Which is quite fast, but well, it's a Mustang. You have to be careful with it. You all know the videos, right? You know them. To be quicker than 4 seconds, Ford actually set up a new mode. It's called the drag strip mode, and with that you go faster than 4 seconds. So will be exciting what they will do and how this will look like, and hopefully the car will stay on the street. Mustang, stay on the street. Next up, a car you probably won't see as often as the Mustang. The Mustang is actually the most selling sports car in Europe now, which is quite insane. Let's talk about Lotus. They brought out the Evora GT430. It's a new version of the old Evora. It has more horsepower. In fact, Lotus says it's their strongest Lotus they ever brought out for the streets. Its supercharged V6 now generates 436 horsepower, and the car has a lot more carbon fiber, is lighter, generates more downforce, so it will be a much quicker car. But from 0 to 60 it's still just at 3.7 seconds. There will be 60 cars produced of that version, and it looks quite interesting, I would say. I mean, I'm not sure about Lotus, but it's good that they do new stuff, and I hope they really are able to bring out something completely new and not just new version over new version. We will see. Coming up next, when we are talking about cars which already look like race cars, like the GT430, BMW is testing the M8 GTE. That's their race version, where they also go on to the Le Mans 24 hours race and all the other long endurance races. They are testing it. It's still camouflaged, so you can't really see the shapes. But this car looks quite insane already. It probably has the turbocharged V8 from the coming M5 and generates from 600 to 650 horsepower. Talking about racing, sports cars, there are sad news in Germany. Mercedes-Benz is leaving the DTM. It's a competition of just German manufacturers, and there were actually Mercedes, BMW and Audi in it. And now one of the three is leaving, so just Audi and BMW are left behind. That's the bad news. It kind of sucks. I mean, the DTM is still quite cool. They are amazing. I've been at a race and it's just, the atmosphere is just sick. Mercedes is now leaving, and this whole thing is now really questionable at all, because just two manufacturers are there, and they are also not, like, I guess 100% sure if they want to stay, because all of the three manufacturers moved to the Formula E. Mercedes announced it now. Audi is already part of it, kind of, together with Abt, but they will also have a completely own team now. And BMW announced this 2 weeks ago. They didn't say yet that they would leave DTM as well, but it kind of makes sense. The Formula E is the racing series where they can put in money and create new innovations, like really new stuff, while at the DTM they are still developing on combustion engines, making the car a little bit faster here, a little bit faster there. Technology will probably go somehow to production cars, but at Formula E's, I mean, the future are electric cars. And when they develop new batteries, new engines, this technology can actually innovate and do a lot more for production cars of the future. So it kind of makes sense, but of course, still it's sad, and we have to get used to like motor sounds like meow, meow, because electric cars are not as loud. They are loud and you can hear the cars, but it's not the same, sadly. Last news started with Mercedes-Benz. Now we do have another news which starts with Mercedes-Benz. They've built the first car park where you just leave your car at one space and it parks automatically somewhere. This just works with factory cars until now, and the whole car park has to be set up with sensors from Bosch, so they work together there. But it's a technology of the future, and this is the first test where actually humans drive together with machines. So when you go at this parking lot, it's in Stuttgart, it's at the Museum of Mercedes-Benz, you might have a machine take away your parking lot. That would make you angry, probably, I don't know. As I said, currently just factory cars. In the near future there will be Mercedes E-C S-Class, which have the technology to do that as well. Well, as it's in the Mercedes Museum, it's probably unlikely that other car manufacturers will do the same there. But Bosch is in other cars as well, so the technology is developing there, it's getting tested. Talking about infrastructure, Elon Musk posted a video on Instagram where he shows the lift of his Boring company. So Elon has a completely new, humans are building tunnels for like ages already, and that's why it's kind of smart what Elon does there. He wants to build tunnels underneath cities, and he's already got started in LA, and now he posted this video of the lift of this system. And the idea is to just bring cars underground when there's a lot of traffic. You want to go from A to B, so you look for the next lift down to the underground system. This brings you closest to your point B, and there you go up again. So it's not like that you drive down and drive up on another way. It's you just go down on a lift where it fits best, and then you're also not driving in the tunnel, you are on like little trains which bring you around. Quite interesting technology. I think this is a much better technology than flying cars, because flying cars take way too much energy because you always have to resist against the gravity, and it's also a lot more dangerous because when there's a mistake, these things just fall from the sky. In a tunnel you would just be stuck and get rescued. And last news, the German car manufacturers are in trouble, kind of. There is an investigation from the EU which is looking into them, as they are thinking that there is a cartel, and the car manufacturers, BMW, Daimler, Porsche, Volkswagen, Audi is in there as well, because Volkswagen, they talked about techniques, they talked about suppliers, and they talked about costs of the cars. And as you know, cartels are not legal, and this is really troublish for them. So this was my PQ Car News, my third episode. I hope you liked it. I have started to do these news in German as well, so you will see that in the future more often, that I will have English and German videos. Just look on the flag of the thumbnail, then you know it's German. On the English thumbnail there won't be a flag. I will have to test a lot. You will probably see changes in the future, but I'm already quite happy with the setup, and there's something new again. I have a green screen there. So thanks for watching. If you liked it, please click like and subscribe. Bye, see you next week.